for some reason we cancel because weather changes, I'll know who to contact. But if they don't let me know, then we're free to cancel if the weather seems,
Okay,
or if we only know of 2 or 3 people coming.
okay. I'm gonna start.
Did you make her come so you'd have somebody to sit next to?
No, because I'm doing Rosh Hashanah. I mean, we're gonna go out to lunch.
Right, good, good.
Okay, so can I start?
Yeah. What time?
After 11. I'm gonna start. Oh, hello, Dad. Good morning. How is everybody on a beautiful day that isn't raining yet? There's hope. I'd like to welcome everybody to the Treasure Coast Unitarian Universal Congregation in Stuart, Florida. Today is September 25th, 2022, and my name is Ronnie Dembowski, and I will be your worship associate today. Bob MacDonald, our wonderful reverend, will be in the pulpit. We are a welcoming congregation. We welcome people of all gender identities, ethnicities, ages, and backgrounds. It is wonderful to see all our vaccinated members in the sanctuary. We are also on YouTube. Hi, YouTube members. To be put on our email list or to find out more information about us, please go to our website at tcuuc.org. Note that there is also a link to request our online newsletter so you can know everything that's going around. At this time, please silence those beautiful cell phones that we're all attached to. Thank you. Visitors. If there's any visitors today and you feel comfortable and would like to come up to this microphone and introduce yourself, we would love to hear from you. If not, please stay for our coffee hour and we can get to know you then. Would anybody like to come up? Sure, Robin's going to come up. I can do that to her because she's my cousin.
I'm willingly with a twisted arm because I'm Ronnie's cousin, but no. But I've been here before, and my name is Robin Rose, and I'm a local artist, and I love the Treasure Coast, and I know many of your faces, and it's always a very welcoming place to come to. And I came to be supportive of Ronnie today because she's talking about Rosh Hashanah, so Happy New Year to all.
Then she gets to go out to lunch. Anybody else like to come up that's here that's new? If you're not comfortable, don't worry about it. Okay. I have so many announcements today. It's unbelievable. But I'm going to get through them. But that's a good thing because that means there's activities. Today, we resume our 4th Sunday program called Sharing Our World, and it will be next door at Heston Hall at 12:15, and Tia Breeding reflects on her time in the armed forces in Okinawa. Where are you? Oh, there you are, for the new people. Join us every first and third Tuesday at Stuart Veterans Memorial Park in downtown Stuart at noon for our brown bag lunch. We always have a lot of fun and a lot of discussions, and everybody is always enjoying themselves, and they seem to celebrate birthdays almost every time, and we get somebody to make a homemade something to share. So that's kind of fun. The Zoom Book Club meets on Wednesdays at 11 a.m., and I'm not sure I'm not sure what book they're reading, so I'm not going to say it. If you're interested in joining John Moore, you can email him for more information. If you don't know who he is and he's not here today, you can talk to anybody that's wearing one of these. They can help you and find out about it. Reverend Bob meets on Zoom every Friday at 11 o'clock to discuss current events. Again, everybody is invited. You just need to let him know, and he will send you the Zoom link. Tai Chi is here every Friday morning right here in Heston Hall. I mean, right here in the sanctuary. Well, it used to be Heston Hall. And it's $10 per class. You just show up and pay your money, and you're welcome. I hear she's a great teacher. I think it's a her. All right, this Tuesday is our hors d'oeuvres and drinking for 4 to 6. And you bring snacks to share. You might have to sleep over if the weather doesn't cooperate. You bring snacks to share, and you bring your own beverages. It doesn't have to be alcoholic drinking. All right, the last one, meet the candidates. We are having the local candidates here in a forum on October 9th from 4 to 6. That's Sunday after church from 4 to 6, and they will be talking about the issues. Please come. Okay, I made it through all those. A big thank you to those who helped us with the service, our greeters and ushers, our hosts, our tech whiz, our host, Karina Poloni, who's in that little room, and our tech whiz, Chris McGann. Margaret Gregory for the coffee and cookies on the patio, and of course, Jackie Robbins for the music. And now for Jackie and the prelude. Jackie. Very uplifting. As usual, beautiful. Okay, now I'm going to light the chalice with words from Infinite Possibilities of Love by Tom Goldsmith. Symbol of light and knowledge, symbol of warmth and freedom. With light, this chalice as a symbol of our faith, here we gather to celebrate hope and the infinite possibilities of love. Oh, Bob is going to light the chalice. He said he wasn't, but he is.
I get paid to do this.
I know. Good.
Possibly overpaid.
Well, that's wonderful. We do this just so we relax everybody, you know. Thank you. My opening words today are going to be about the Jewish High Holy Days. Starting with sundown tonight, we will celebrate Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish New Year, and ending 10 days later with Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement. It is a time for repentance, introspection, praying, and good deeds. One is supposed to immerse yourselves in who you were in the past year and deepen your commitment to who you want to be in the new year. You do not only try to motivate yourself, However, you try to motivate others to join the struggle for human rights and justice. You hopefully engage in the process of reflection and then transition to action. Rosh Hashanah is usually celebrated for the first 2 nights with prayers and festive meals. You try to give up your grudges and practice forgiveness, making the world a better place. It is the Jewish responsibility to pursue a more just and equitable world for all. Yom Kippur is considered by many Jewish people to be the holiest day of the year. The day is spent fasting and praying for God's forgiveness at the start of the new year. Now I'd like to read a Jewish prayer that I found that reminds me of our UU principles. Author is unknown. Our hearts will open to the suffering we see around the world. Our minds will expand to learn about the causes of poverty and seek solutions. Our mouths will speak out against inequality and educate others. Our hands will embrace others, create a human bond, and lifting up the oppressed. Our arms will labor to build community and pursue change. Our feet will run to take action, refusing to remain still in the face of injustice. Now, if you're able and willing, we would like you to stand to do our first hymn, number 21 in the hymnal, and it will be projected here, For the Beauty of the Earth, all 4 verses. Why don't we remain standing for once and do the affirmation? I know everybody loves to stand. We will speak the first verse and sing the second. Love is the spirit of this church. This is our great covenant. To live together in peace, to seek the truth of love, and to help one another.
All right, here's the story. I'm not telling you this for sympathy, but I was on Long Island last weekend with my two daughters from Raleigh-Durham, and in 3 airplanes, or 2 airplanes and 3 airports each way, I froze. And over the course of coming back, I just developed, a real head cold. So I tested negative. Anyway, that's it. So anyway, for today, I'm going to kind of keep my distance. I told the staff there'll be no hugging, not our usual hugging. And everybody understands that I won't be in the Heston Hall either for similar reasons. Now, I want you to let me know if you're going to be coming to the 4 o'clock Ors D. Ors D. Huh? I'd like you to let me know if you're coming to the Ors D at 4 o'clock on Tuesday. Because if I don't hear from anybody, I'll know. I needed an email because my mind is mush here. We need a boost now. Did I ask for help? But the wonder of this place is you don't have to. That's great. Anyway, so if you're coming, let me know, and then if for some reason, because of the weather, we decide not a good idea, I'll know whom to contact. And if you don't let me know, then I'll know it's not necessary to contact you.
And if you don't put the mic up to your mouth, we can't hear you.
What's that?
Back off
Back off?
for a second. Back off. Let me see if this mic. Oh, there's no booster. Okay, you're fine.
We love you, Bob.
Oh, I feel it. I feel the love.
Okay.
Thank you. What is your name again? Yeah. Okay, so I guess that's all the weather-related announcements. Who has a matter of joy or sorrow to share? We ask you to come to the mic and tell us what yours is, and either move a stone yourself or people will yell at you that you didn't move a stone. I'm not the only one here. And yeah.
Hi, I'm Tia Britting, Ohio gozaimasu. I've got 3 joys and a sorrow. I won't keep you long. My first joy is I get to do the Okinawa presentation afterwards, so I'm dressed for the occasion as much as I can. Partly thanks to my friend, where'd she go? There she is.
Thank you.
Jackie Robbins, who gave me this just 2 weeks ago. So, my second joy is that in 2 weeks, the Treasure Coast Community Singers are going to be giving our first concert of the year in Jensen Beach on Saturday, the 8th, and in Stewart on Sunday, the 9th, unfortunately at the same time as our candidate forum here. So,
No, is it the 4th of the candidate forum? Yes.
It's the 4th Tuesday, the 4th in Jensen Beach. This is not ours, is it? The one here?
No, the 8th and 9th are Saturday and Sunday.
yes,
And the candidates.
aren't they coming on Sunday? Sunday the 9th.
October 4th.
It says that in our,
Sorry.
Yeah, no, the Mourns group is coming on the first Friday of October. Richard Son is bringing his group on the first Friday of November.
Sunday the 9th, the candidates are coming.
yes,
Saturday the 8th is at Trinity Church
yes,
in Jensen.
at Jensen. And there are 2 of us in this church that are members of the Treasure Coast Community Singers. And if you want to know who they are, you need to come to our concert on the 6th. And then we'll give you another chance for the Messiah in November. So my sorrow is that Ann Nazawa wasn't able to be here today because she really wanted to come. It's a mixed joy sorrow. Neither she nor Yoshi are sick. Her car is sick. So, and my great joy is last Saturday, I was privileged to be on the honor flight to Washington, D.C., which was absolutely incredible. And thank you to you, to those of you. Thank you to Deb, who organized card signing and gathering. And it's about a 3-hour explanation of what it was, so I won't do that, but it was absolutely fabulous. Every minute from 3:15 in the morning when we left until 11 o'clock at night when we returned, which is why I was not in church last Sunday.
This is not confession time to you.
All right, I'm finished then. Am I finished?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Barney Miller Moore, and I have a joy, but I don't know how it's going to turn out. Our middle son, Ali, who I have quoted on some of his trips around the world, is being honored by Florida State University and being inducted into the university's Gold Circle. And it's phenomenal, and it's something that doesn't happen for everyone. He's a very, very special person. You can go online and read about it. The problem is that it's in Tallahassee and it's on Saturday. So it might be canceled. We got a text from him. John dropped me off at church, and we got a text from him on the way saying, I don't know, it might be canceled because it looks like the storm is headed away from you guys, which is, he was happy about that because he lives in Atlanta. He said, but it looks like it's coming to that part of Florida. But anyway, and then I have a second joy. I usually share a lot of stuff with Pam. We have 4 family members who have been in the hospital all of last week and the week before. That's where John is right now visiting one of his brothers. The other one is scheduled for surgery tomorrow. And my cousin Charlotte is out of the hospital. She's 90 and lives on her own. The other one is baby Kalia. Baby Kalia's mother died in childbirth 3 years ago. Baby Kalia's 3, and she's been struggling to hang on to life all last week. And so today it looks like she's making a turn. We got a call from John's sister, her grandmother, and she said that she made a turn last night for the better. They took the feeding tube out, but they think they might put it back in, but it's looking like she might pull through. So if you have any good thoughts, send them out into the universe for baby Khalil. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Save the date. My name is Pam Corbin. Save the date, November 20th, all diet, alternate Thanksgiving. Save the date, November 20th, all diet, alternate Thanksgiving here at church.
Anyone else? Oh, and here's Alistair, who's been missing in action lately. I returned. You came back.
Hi. I'm back. All right. The great joy is that Hurricane Ian isn't coming this way. I have a big fear of storms, and that's pretty great for me. And that also gives me more of a chance to write about my eldritch horror of a character, which is pretty great.
Anyone else? We always move a stone, Ronnie. Oh, come on, come on. Hold that thought, Ronnie.
Very quickly, I want to let you know that Gail McCarthy is out of the hospital and out of rehab. She has some problems, but she has to have some help there, which is great. 4 hours in the morning, 4 hours in the afternoon, and visiting nurses. And another great joy is that I've been working for 14 months with somebody else recently, and we're going to sell some of her pieces to her favorite museum, the Iverson Museum in Syracuse, who will connect to other museums, because once that piece or item gets sold, these other museums all want pieces from Gail, and she hasn't been out there in 15 years, so it's a great joy. She's very encouraged, and it's helping her immune system, because, you know, she feels like she's not been acknowledged recently in her life. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Jackie. Anybody else? Yeah, you're not allowed to forget a stone here. Yeah, we always move one for people we don't say out loud. There's a lot of sadness in the world as we keep watching the darn war. And they're in the headlines this morning and last night, people are going to be asking to get an anxiety checkup once a year. Can anybody get in line for that? I know a lot of people that can get in line for that. It's a hard time for people, even if you can't put a name to the anxiety. Okay, this is from Project Plowshares, $6.95 in the back of our hymnal. Lead me from death to life, from falsehood to truth. Lead me from despair to hope, from fear to trust. Lead me from hate to love, from war to peace. Let peace fill our hearts, our world, our universe. Project Plowshares. And now moments of silence. And now the hymn on the wall is Spirit of Life. We hum a verse, we sing a verse. Spirit of Life. hope that people experience the spirit of generosity here, and we hope you respond with generosity. So now we invite your offering. Thank you, Jackie. Now, I haven't really planned this service for the Jewish holidays, but Ronnie kind of planted the seeds. I found a video that I thought went well with what I'm going to talk about, with a real man, please, and with those holidays, and the Constitution, and anything else I can think of. Okay.
הבאנו שלום, הבאנו שלום, הבאנו שלום עליכם. הבאנו שלום עליכם, הבאנו שלום עליכם, הבאנו שלום עליכם, הבאנו שלום, שלום
You didn't get up and swing? This Hebrew psalm expresses for me the wonder of life on earth and our felt littleness, our felt insignificance. Consider the recent pictures of the universe. We see those, don't we? Wow. We are a tiny passing location and moment in that vast, beyond words expanse. What is man? What is human? So, you know, I'm under some medication. I don't think I read the psalm, did I? Thank you. Why aren't you?
I played the song a couple weeks ago. Someone going, what's that? But, yeah, the words would be great.
Here's the psalm, Psalm 8. O Lord, our sovereign, how majestic is your name in all the earth. You have set your glory above the heavens. Out of the mouths of babes and infants, you have founded a bulwark because of your foes, to silence the enemy and the avenger. This is the part that the web pictures remind me of. When I look at your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars that you have established, what are human beings? Or I put it, what is man? What are human beings that you are mindful of them? Yet you have made them a little lower than God and crowned them with glory and honor. You have given them dominion over the works of your hands. You have put all things under their feet, all sheep and oxen, and also the beasts of the field, the birds of the air, and the fish of the sea, whatever passes along the paths of the seas. O Lord, our sovereign, how majestic is your name in all the earth. So the question I draw from that, what is man? What is human? So small against the backdrop of the universe, yet thou hast made him, it says. Thou hast made her. Whatever that thou means, deity, nature, it says to me we are capable of so much. We belong to ourselves, but also to something bigger, greater than ourselves. Can we figure out what that something is? Well, for that, we need 30 or 40 UUs in a room. All right, and now the sermon. I want to show you how every man began. Every man starts out like this boy. What would you say? Promising, sad, carte blanche, TBD? Pat, this is my inner child of the past. We have a number of therapists here. I would be happy to have diagnoses for free, of course. It seems to me that manhood, and by that I mean the psalm question, what is man, woman? That question looms today. I want to be clear. I get a lot of spam with advice, even prescriptions about manhood, even prescriptions about African manhood. Is there anything we're not willing to steal from Africans? Not related to the Psalm question. What is man? I read recently there is a man running for Congress, I think in Georgia, who says our problem today is women's suffrage. I think he's going to discover that is a problem. You might call that Neanderthal, but some men give Neanderthal a bad name. That reminds me of a discussion I heard on NPR, and one of the points of the discussion was the evolution of men, the gender men. I know, I hope I'm not making any men here uncomfortable. It doesn't apply to us. It don't. Anyhow, the person kept contributing. They just haven't evolved. We just haven't evolved. Let's start from higher ground. At the dedication we did for Caitlin's Thomas Palmieri, the UU ritual for boys becoming young men, Lynn Olson, worship associate that day, read Rudyard Kipling's If. Did any of you have to memorize that? Probably not. It's been a while anyway. Since it's been a while, I'm going to read it to you. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken and stoop and build them up with worn-out tools, if you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings, and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can face your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you'll be a man, my son. Rudyard Kipling, 1895. It sounds like an ode to near total self-respect and self-control. But what's missing? A common flaw cited by some today is we judge our ancestors harshly because we have evolved at least a little. The least we can do is thank them for allowing us to get on with evolving and build on them, which we hope our heirs will too. Let me just throw in here that I used to tell my daughters that I expected them to be an improvement on me, until they told me not to be concerned That had already happened. So what is man? Human. A creature who can choose to think, seek, and hope to know the truth, or some of it. A seeker of and occasionally a speaker of the truth. Immediately, I hear the line from a few good men, "You can't handle the truth." And my favorite wall poster, "The truth will set you free, but first it will make you miserable." You've heard that. And George to Martha in Edward Albee's Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. With the truth, we don't have much hope, but without it, we are damned. Finally, that needling, prickly line from the poet Burns, "Woe to Gad, the gift he gie us." Who can complete that? To see ourselves as others see us. You know that. You knew that. You know where this is going. From one good Burns to another. Ken Burns, the U.S. and the Holocaust. How many of you watched 6 hours of that this week? Yeah. I kept the tapes because I think it deserves, a second viewing. It's a very troubling bit of education, 6 hours for them that want it. Made for the moment, Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, and the January 6th investigation of the attempted overthrow of the U.S. Constitution. Didn't we know enough about history's darkest hour and evil? We learned that Nazi leaders learned from America's treatment of slaves and freed slaves, the Jim Crow time. Are we still in that? Some think we are. We learned that America had depths of anti-Semitism and anti-immigrant ideology to rival almost anything the Nazis did, except engineered annihilation. We learned that America had anti-Semitic heroes. The Catholic priest, Father Charles Coughlin. Is that how you say that? Does anybody know Charles Coughlin? I think. I'm not sure. Who was one of the first radio evangelists, who poisoned the airwaves for decades. And Charles Lindbergh, renowned aviator and Nazi sympathizer. And a pre-war America First Committee. That meant no immigrants, no refugees, certainly no Jewish refugees. Roosevelt had such an anti-Semitic country, government, and State Department that the most he could do was to help keep Britain alive. Roosevelt knew that the only thing he could do was to try to win the war. And he couldn't publicize what he had the Air Force do to slow down the Nazi killing and cover-up of their killing. Americans would not want to read that pilots and planes were going down in that effort just to save Jews. And of course, the Faith, Hope, and Writing by Anne Frank tied the knot with her childlike heart, diary, and death. Surely that book is not being banned. Has anybody heard that? Maybe we ought to buy some and invite people to come here to read it. Wow. Two quotes capped it for me. One survivor concluded, "There is no bottom to what humans will do to each other. And if you think some person whom you think of as other, doesn't have your humanity, God help them. And God was AWOL during the Holocaust. And Yale historian Timothy Snyder, we've got to see what we were to become something better. Now, two more observations. We hear political nonsense today about critical race theory. It's a red herring. But what was taught in schools and accepted in Northern Europe and America was that people of Eastern and Southern Europe were downright inferior. I mean, I remember when I studied history in West Virginia, that's what we learned. Add to that Jewish, 3 million in Poland before the war, and the world got an ethnic hate to beat all. It was a Polish Jewish lawyer, I think from Lvov, Ukraine, who coined the word genocide and prosecuted the case. Enid Johnson, my Jewish mother, some of you remember her, probably most of you remember her. She made me read the book, East Street, West Street. I think that's the name. Does that sound right? East Street, West Street. Her near-century-old heart broke for what she knew happened to the people of her heritage. And P.S. to all this, 2 religious groups were mentioned a couple times in those 6 hours. Did you pick up on that? Yes. What 2? Did you come today expecting a quiz? But you know Bob. AFSC, the Quakers, and the Unitarians just won you because you felt some pride when you heard that, didn't you? I did. In my tears, I felt some pride. Won you before the merger in 1960. The Friends and the Unitarians, 2 small presences on the American religious map, but however small, we were there. And along with all the sadness, there was a little pride to hear that. What is man? Human. We can choose to be seekers of the truth. We can also choose to be people of heart. The heart is just a pump until it quits. But while it's working, it also means what we have in common and has become a symbol of empathy, as in have a heart. Here in our congregation, we get to hear each other's truth, and we have suggestions for each other's heart. There is a load of grief and sadness in our world, so we need to hear each other's joy, and we need to hold on to each other through the other times. We've all been there, and we will be again, that valley of the shadow. As long as I can, I want to believe that I belong to myself, and we each should feel good about that, and I want to believe there's more we can want to probe and be part of. There's so much we can't do or be by ourselves. Jackie, I have to ask you this. This is not a quiz. Is this hymn easy? Is the hymn we're going to do now easy?
Yes.
Bless you, my child. The hymn is 168. Where's Tia? 168, Tia, for you. For everybody else, it's on the wall. But for Tia, it's one, and any other singers that want to read it off the page, 168. 4 verses, 1 more step. seated. These are the closing words by... What's that?
Closer to the mic, please.
These are the closing words by Mary Oliver. Okay. To live in this world, you must be able to do three things: to love what is mortal, to hold it against your bones, knowing your own life depends on it, and when the time comes, to let it go. To let it go. Mary Oliver.
If anybody would like to join along, if they know the words, please feel free to. This is called What a Wonderful World.